So recently, YouTube decided it wanted to push my channel, and there are a lot of new subscribers. First of all, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. But a lot of you guys have been asking about my sim rig, how it's set up, why did I set it up this way, where I can get the parts from. So today I'm actually gonna give you exact numbers, exactly how much it costs from the seat down to the extrusion that we have here, which is just what the entire thing's made out of, as well as how I mounted my sim wheel to the sim rig and what it comes with and what it doesn't come with. Given that this thing is more than 100 pounds worth of metal, I will not be sliding it out. I wish that I could, so you're gonna have to work with me. I'm in a tight space here, but I will try my best to get what I can on camera. So just, starting out, a lot of people have been giving me questions about how I mounted my seat. This is a lot different than the normal GT style rigs you get, and to be honest, this is a bit too janky, and it's definitely not a permanent solution for this rig. But basically, what I did in order to get a sort of laid back position here is you can see that these two rails here are actually not what the chair is mounted to. It's mounted on a horizontal beam right here, and under said beams are bolts. And with these little I don't know what they're actually called, but they basically allow me to adjust the seat. But as you can see here, this is a good example as to why this is not a permanent solution. The braking force applied to my brake pedals have actually pushed this chair back a little bit. Now granted, you can definitely put maybe a beam back here to brace that pressure, but for the most part, honestly, I would go to a different solution. They have many F1 style seating sim rig that you can actually buy that'll, it doesn't have to be as janky as this, but this is just what I kind of had, and that's what my brain thought up, I guess. So with seating, there's a lot of options you can actually go with here. I went with NRG Innovations. They have, OMP has a brand that looks exactly like this. One thing I found is I don't know if this is true, but NRG sort of gives me the Chinese knockoff vibes, where they offer things at an exorbitantly cheaper price, but it's basically the same product as the big boys. So this chair only cost me $200, $189 with free shipping, and I gotta say it goes in an actual car, and conveniently it also goes with a sim rig. So that's one thing about buying a sim rig. If you're getting an actual road car seat, you can almost always mount it to a sim rig if you want to, giving you that extra sense of realism there. Now here we have the sim wheel, and as you can see here, just want to get this out of the way, I do not have this mounted to a plate. This is the exact clamping equipment that comes with a decent amount of sim wheels, and as you can see, I basically use this beam here to act as a table, and all I do is just clamp it in. It hasn't been giving me any issues. I will say though, I can show you now. Look at this. So it can you can end up while you're racing pushing it back and forward, so it's not as stable as I want it to be, but I wasn't able to find a plate online that would fit this. Now moving on to one of the last parts of this rig, you'll see that there's something a little bit different about these brakes here. These are not the stock brakes that you get with Fanatec systems. Actually, the one huge difference here is this brake right here. This is called a load cell brake, and what it does is instead of using distance to measure brake travel, a brake pressure, it actually uses a a potentiometer. I'll put it up on screen if it's not the actual term for it, but basically what it does is it measures pressure instead of distance traveled in order to get the brake pressure in game. In real racing cars, this is how a brake pressure is measured. It actually measures the applied force onto the brake pedal instead of the distance that the brake pedal travels. So just to get a sort of wide view of my rig here, sorry about the rat's nest worth of cables down there, but this is what it looks like here. So it's super simple. I know in the pictures you almost can't see the back part of it, but I mean, I wasn't going for something super complicated because I also plan to move next year and I want something that's easily collapsible for storage or for transportation. The exact cost of this rig comes out to $1,226.03. Now for me, that is a fantastic price. You get yourself a belt-driven sim rig wheel with a all-metal F1 style steering wheel. You also get an actual road car seat. So if you decide you don't want to sim race anymore, but you have yourself a nice little Mazda Miata or something, you can put this seat and all its mounting hardware, because by the way, keep in mind, this actually has mounting hardware included. It's what I use to staple it to the rig here. You can slap this right in your car. But all this aluminum included, for the extrusion alone, it was $526. Yeah, so the play seat is $1,199, and that's just for the rig. There are plenty of rigs that you can actually get online, just like there are plenty of actual CAD files that you can just buy all the pieces for to create your own rig or to modify it. And maybe you're a taller person and need a bigger one. You can do that. So that $1,200 price tag is a bit much, seeing that all you have to do is put in a little bit of elbow grease, make yourself a full metal rig. I don't even know what materials that's made out of. Meanwhile with that, you do get the F1 style seating position. There are rigs that are about the same price, and you can actually put an actual like composite F1 seat to where you're sitting more like an F1 driver than what Playseat is offering. And that is really what got me into buying my metal and making my own rig myself, is because down the line you have a very expandable structure here. As well as linking the metal supplier, I will put the links to the Fanatec weld that I have, as well as load cell. I'm not sure about whether or not I can find the link for the seat, so if I can't, I'll just put the name there and you can type it in Google or in Amazon and see if you can find it there. But they pretty much all range around the $200 price tag. Just make sure it comes with the mounting hardware, because some companies only sell you the seat depending on the material, and also depending on the company. I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I have been pretty good at replying lately, so don't feel like just because you comment you won't get a reply. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get one. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye. It's thunderstorming right now. It's about to ruin the recording because it's gonna get worse.